Oh, Michael Bay, Michael Bay. What the hell are we going to do with you? You're not really a good director, but sometimes you're an entertaining one. So, Shia LaBeouf, or however you pronounce his name, has lost his fucking mind. He's not famous anymore, so we need someone who is. We need a brand new star. And people also didn't like it when the last Transformers movie was too funny. For funny, I actually mean stupid. So it's time to tone down the humor and the wit and actually tone down all of the stuff that got out of control in the last movie and try to make something a little more grounded. So enter Mark Wahlberg as your new hero. He plays a very un-Mark Wahlberg like character. He's a loony inventor dad who hasn't actually invented anything that pays. So he's broke and he's about to lose literally every single thing he has. Mark Wahlberg is fine in the role, but he's a little bit of a stereotype overprotective dad with a stereotype overly rebellious daughter. Um, your villain of the piece, well, several villains pass the role of main villain back and forth between them over the course of this film. Not sure that's wise, but it's what happens. The mentor. The mentor of this film is Mark Wahlberg's character. He's the moral center and the wisest human. He's not actually the smartest human, but he's the one who's even vaguely moral. Um, Allies. Okay, you have a small number of Autobots, and if you've seen the trailers, you Dinobots, and some humans who eventually come around to seeing the truth. For enemies, okay, you've got Kelsey Grammer as a CIA agent who hates Transformers. You've got Stanley Tucci, who is a graduate of my alma mater, Go SUNY Purchase, um, as a businessman who's profiting from all the Transformer alien technology. Then you have Galvatron. Galvatron is a Transformer that was, well, spoilers, but Galvatron is a badass Transformer. And then you have this Transformer whose name I don't know, who is this thing that has a gun for a face, and he's not an Autobot or a Decepticon, which is sort of an interesting twist, and it does set up for Transformers 5. Yeah, there's going to be a 5 because this is essentially Michael Bay's career right now. Yeah. And okay, so now the upside of this film, all the goofy comedy of the last movie is gone. There's still comedy, there's still a lot of one-liners and, fast talking banter, but it's toned down from the ridiculous camp of the last film. Um, the action is finally much less busy. It's far more comprehensible. There's much less happening on screen at the same time, which works great. Um, the plot is still a bit too involved, but it's nowhere near as bad as the plot of the last film. And once again, which we had in the last film, but once again, we have an excellent cast in this movie, with Kelsey Grammer and Stanley Tucci and those guys. The downside of the film, despite being less involved, the plot is still too involved. There are essentially three separate stories happening at the same time, and there's no real reason why one movie had to have all three storylines other than the fact of, they thought of them all at once. Um, the film is also 3 hours long. That's a full 90 minutes too long for a film of this type. No summer fast action escapist movie should be more than 90 minutes, really. And many of the characters are just a collection of film cliches. They're actually fairly well acted film cliches this time, but still, they're just cliches. For me, this is a 3-star movie. It's just barely 3 stars. I could have easily gone with 2.5 on this one. I will say this. If you hate the Transformers movies, drop this film all the way down to 2 stars. This is not the movie that's going to change your mind. But I am a sci-fi nut who loves action films, and in the 3 hours that this movie lasted, which is still too long, I personally wasn't bored. I wasn't bored for 3 hours, and that means I was having a good time. It doesn't actually make the movie good. It just makes the movie entertaining, which is exactly what I said about Michael Bay. He's not good, but he's entertaining. And that's what this movie is. It's actually a bad entertaining movie. So you know what? Bad entertaining is 2.5 stars. So I'm going to give this movie 2.5 stars. 2.5 stars. Final score. Final answer, 2.5 stars. So I guess the only possible question I could ask after this is Transformers or Resident Evil? Which is the best bad movie series that is in existence today? Transformers or Resident Evil? Or is there another bad movie series that I don't know about yet that I should? And no, Twilight doesn't count. Twilight doesn't count. Sorry.